Good morning, you guys. I have a topic that I would like to discuss with you guys because it's the biggest one that I feel like most women will relate to. I'm not speaking from it from a personal perspective as far as like I've been through it, but I'm speaking from like a law enforcement like perspective, and I want to share resources and stuff with you guys. So I want to talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence is such a huge problem when it comes to women. I think it's like 1 out of 5 women or something like that will be a victim of domestic violence in their life. It's like a really strong likelihood that women will experience this in their life. And it's always, most of the time, the people that you know that you're in a relationship with. So, boyfriends, husbands, fiancés, whoever this is to you. But a lot of the times it's in your relationships. And it's really sad that a lot of women have to experience this. And a lot of the times I feel like women don't get the help they need, and they're allowing these things to happen. They're allowing these people to treat them like shit. They don't know their worth. And I really want to strongly encourage, if you guys are going through this or know somebody that's going through this, is get to the root of why you're allowing this in your relationship. And if you need professional treatment or like help, go see somebody, go see a clinician, a therapist, a counselor, to like figure out what the root cause is. Why are you allowing people to treat you like this? Because personally, I'm not going to say like which relationship this happened in, but there was one time where I was in an argument with whoever this was to me, and they smacked my hand out of anger, like during an argument. And I straight up told them, I said, don't you ever put your hand on me out of anger, ever. Because there's so many, in my head, there's so many ways you can deal with your anger, you being upset or whatever, in a different manner other than putting your hands on me. And I'm not going to allow that. Like, personally, I'm not going to allow that. And I had a very strong relationship with my dad. My dad was very loving. He was very hard on me, but also very loving. So I know what a strong man looks like and should act like. My dad never put his hand on my mom. She didn't allow that. My dad used to whoop my ass because I deserved it, but he was also very loving too. So I didn't seek out, love and attention from men because I had it at home. And I strongly believe that my relationship with my father greatly affected how I see men, how I allow men to treat me based on that. Well, anyway, if you didn't have that, like, you need to find a way to get past it and not allow this to happen in your relationships. And when I was a cop or a deputy, I probably used to go to a domestic violence call like when I was on patrol, like daily or every other day, or like if I wasn't personally responding to one, I was assisting with one. Like, these happen so often, like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And a lot of the times I feel like women are in these relationships and they stay for the kids, they stay for the financial, situation. They a lot of times they don't work. They feel like they don't have anywhere to go. And I understand, like, I can put myself in your shoes, but I also wouldn't, allow, like, I could understand like that perspective, but I obviously don't like, I wouldn't allow that, and I would not stay in a situation like that. But there are so many resources out there for women, and I feel like not everybody knows this. Like, every city, every county has they have safe houses for women. A lot of the times these safe houses or these like programs are just for women and children because they know how vulnerable women and children are. So if you know somebody in this situation, like, if you go looking for the resources, you will find them. So like I said, every city, every county has some sort of like domestic violence program. There's programs where you could stay. There's programs with they'll help you look for a job. They'll help you with housing. Like, there's so much help out there. So you're not alone. Like, if you're in this situation and you feel like you can't get out of it, there's so many programs to help you with that. Like, they'll put a roof over your head. They'll help you with childcare. They'll help you start working. Like, they'll help you get back on your feet. And I feel like a lot of people don't know this. But also, like, rely on your friends and family. Like, nobody's going to allow their family and friends to go through this kind of stuff. Like, lean on your people. You know, it takes a village to raise kids, and it takes a village sometimes to be able to survive and get back on your feet and thrive. And that's the main thing. The main topic of this video is I want women to know their worth, know that there's help out there. And if you're allowing this to happen to you, like, really figure out what the root cause of this, like, why are you not valuing yourself and loving yourself enough to put an end to this, you know? And this also coincides with, like, why I'm always preaching, like, self-defense. Like, I know my husband's stronger than me. I know, dude, my husband's fist is like twice the size of mine and is like covers half of my face. Like, but I also know that I know self-defense, and if he better knock me out first, like, because I know how to choke you. I know how to break your arm. Like, I know I have a lot of skills. But I also know how strong men are too, because I train with them, you know, and I know like what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. And so that's the other like aspect of self-defense, is that, and training, is because you're around men, you know their strengths, you know what works with them, what doesn't. But I think the root cause to me of domestic violence is not knowing your worth and allowing yourself to be in this situation, because if it boils down to your value and your self-worth. And personally, I would not allow myself to be in that situation. And that's also kind of why I always like have worked, because I have always wanted to know that I can take care of myself, like financially, and not put up with somebody and their bullshit because I need them to survive, you know? And so that's also really important in picking your partner, you know? Like, do not spend the rest of your life marry somebody who's showing you signs of abuse, you know, or showing you signs or of controlling you, essentially. Like, you see red flags if someone's trying to control you early on in the relationship. Like, let's say you're not working, or they have, you know, you rely on them for financial stability, but they're like, you know, showing you red flags like, well, you wouldn't be, you know, you'd be out on the street if it wasn't for me, or, you know, like, if they're just talking, making you feel bad about it, talking down on you, like, do not settle down with these people. They're showing you who they are, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And if they're name calling you, if they're emotionally abusing you, that person's not the person either. It's not the one, sis. Like, freaking run. So this video is just to spread awareness of how often it happens, to share with you guys that every county, city has resources for women and children, because they know how often this happens and how vulnerable you guys are. And also why I say go find some type of self-defense, so you at least know how to defend yourself if something like this does happen. A lot of women do get killed by their significant others. They do get seriously hurt by them. Like, I've seen, actually, I had a trainee, and her domestic violence call, her first one, was of he cut her. Oh God, what is it? He like disfigured her face. I'm blanking on like the crime, like the crime that we charged him with, but he pretty much sliced her in the face with a knife, disfigured her, and he went to prison for that. But my point is, it happens too often, and I feel like people don't know how to deal with it. And like I said, I personally have never dealt with it, but this is like my 2 cents. Like, find out the root cause of why you're allowing this to happen. Seek the resources, because I promise you they're out there, and just know that everything will be better if you go look for the help, and things will work out for you. Don't be scared. Take a leap of faith. Get yourself out of this situation, and just trust yourself that everything will be all right. You just have to, you know, have the strength, the confidence, and the courage to get out of this situation and go seek help. And also take some self-defense classes, love yourself, and seek professional help if you need it.